Happy Christmas!
Wow,
No,
Ivo, what do you have that's new.
yeah,
That's
you never suspected me for being like this, like right? So, oh dear.
wow.
Yeah, of course, that's quite unusual, but I swear on Christmas Day I am like this. So, yeah, well, I have quite a problem with my headset because it's not really compatible with this kind of accessory, but well, I will try not to move too much my head so that we have a nice hat in perfect Christmas style, right?
What
So yeah, well,
yeah,
thank you very
it
much,
definitely
everybody.
makes you appreciate the guy who's dancing right now, right? Because imagine dancing like that in a hat and a beard in the winter coat.
Yeah, sure. Well, I forgot about the color, about the tint of my bird, but otherwise, well, we are quite the same. Yo, yo, yo. Well, something like that, right? Well, I hope that this will make a superlative effect on this ADC live. I hope that we will be seeing the audience skyrocketing today. So, welcome everybody, and well, Misha, welcome to you as well for this last episode of the ADC Live before Christmas. And yeah, of course, this is quite a good way to remember everybody who is watching us that we will not be there on December the 24th because we will already be off for Christmas season. So yeah, enjoy everybody this Christmas season. And now let's dive
Ivo, by the
into the
way,
topic
I
of the day.
don't I just one thing I can't believe it's already end our last episode. I think that we've had a straight 6 months straight of ADC live, which is roughly 25. This is our 26th episode, I think. So congratulations,
Wow.
we've made a full half year now coming through year end.
Yeah, of course, and we are still here. I mean, so we got some numbers, some interesting numbers about the audience that makes that we are still here at the end of the year. And I also know that you are already planning for the new episodes next year. So, well, let's look forward to those episodes and stay tuned for more. I don't think that if we are I don't think that we are ready to disclose the subjects for the new episodes, but they will be published very, very soon. So stay tuned on our Hive page because that's where we will be publishing the new episodes for 2026. And yeah, well, I hope that you will enjoy. So thanks a lot, Misha, for hosting this. Thanks a lot for taking the initiative about preparing this kind of well, transmission, enabling sessions for our customers and our partners. So thank you very much.
And really, this is the perfect time to close off the year with a search page experience and kind of deep diving into it, because I think really search is the sale and deal of any enterprise experience. Experience folks can come in, find things fast. And here we're going to talk about configurations of a native out-of-the-box LumApps search. Then we're going to show you what's possible. Maybe you want to do some customizations. Maybe you have another enterprise search experience, right? And how to use LumApps, because LumApps is very adaptable, right? It's not just you buy one product and that's it. You can actually extend it, as you'll see later. So definitely stay tuned because we're not just going to show you deep dive the technical parts of it or nuts and bolts, but we'll show you some ideas about how you can extend it later and enhance the experience. So stay tuned towards the end as well throughout this entire session.
Yeah, sure. The main point about customizing the search experience is that LumApps usually joins a digital ecosystem that you already have. So let's see how LumApps can integrate into your existing digital ecosystem. That's not just the workplace, that's an entire ecosystem of pieces where you might already have a corporate search engine because, well, it's paramount today to find information in order to make you effective, right? So, Before we begin, just a quick reminder about the fact that you can interact with us anytime. So on our screen, we should even have a little space on the bottom right corner showing your comments. So if you wanted to interact with us during the session, please type in comment on the LinkedIn page for this event, and we will see your messages live. And even if we don't and you see this later, drop us a message and we will be more than happy to arrive and respond to your questions. Let's begin from the pro tip of the week. Misha, do you want to take this one?
Well, I think maybe I definitely can, but maybe you're more suited to discuss this one.
Yeah,
My
I did this one thinking about Thomas V, our friend at the search product team at LumApps. So, do you know that it's possible to use micro apps directly from AskAI? AskAI is the typical companion that you find above all the search pages in LumApps. And this search companion is going to find all the potential answers related to your current task directly in the micro apps that you are using, that you have configured. So, hi Misha, who has selected this? And yeah, well, that's it. It's kind of very useful. And maybe we can have a look at this later on during our presentation, where it is going to appear. Okay. But Misha, what are you excited about? It's almost Christmas, right?
Well, I'm excited for a break, but besides the break, we have some great promotions with some of the extensions we did. One of them is the Holiday Spirits widget. It's a great way to just kind of add some flair to a page, to a space, to a community, to a homepage, or a department page with some animations. We have a special offer on these things. Very simple animation. You add it to the page. You can add any Unicode. The users can pause it, play it, right? So it's very user experience friendly. We have other extensions as well that whether our org chart widget, advanced survey widget, that are also there's also special offers for those. So if anybody watches this ADC live and you're interested in our special offers, please reach out about the extensions. We have full extension library, docs.adc.dev, where we have a list of extensions. If there's one you're interested in, ask us about our end of year specials. Ivo, back to you.
Thank you. So let's deep dive into LumApps native search configuration. So, well, maybe let's begin from this slide and then let's see how it looks like in reality, right? So the idea is that we're going to view together three potential search pages in LumApps. The first one is the LumApps native search page. And on this search page, you will have a layout like this one. Let's see it in real. So here we are directly in the search settings. But if we visit any page in LumApps and we type a query string here, we will be proposed with this kind of layout where we have a certain number of elements. So the first one is the famous SKI, for which you can use, for example, micro apps as data sources that AskAI will be leveraging to propose answers to the corporate users. But then beneath it, you will be finding a few elements. The first element that you are going to find are those tabs that are visible here. These allow you to select to make the difference between first level data sources in the All tab and second level data sources, external data sources. These external data sources are essentially Google Drive. You will find it in every LumApps instance, and other search extensions that you might have if you have installed search extensions from the LumApps marketplace. This is one of those that we have implemented. Well, three of them. We have implemented 3 search extensions so far. So the first one, we use it just to test how the LumApps search extensions work. But the 2 others are more directed to other corporate search engines, such as Algolia and eventually the Google Knowledge Graph. But let's go back to this simple UI here. So we have seen what these tabs are being used for. And then if we have a look also on the lower portion of this page, we can see that on the left, we have something that is called filters. The first filter that you usually find here are the result types. These are first level data sources coming directly from LumApps. So you certainly have seen that LumApps has content. Those are all the pages, such as the news, the pages, and every kind of custom content type that you could have defined. But we also have the users, the communities, directory entries, media, what else? Posts, comments, and others. So these are extra data sources that appear directly from LumApps. So this is a set of objects that you can retrieve from the LumApps database itself. What makes the difference between first level results and third party data sources is where do they appear and how they are being sorted. So in this all tab, you are seeing all the results from LumApps, and they have been sorted by pertinence, and you will be finding LumApps results mixed up all along this list. So this is how a typical LumApps page is being displayed. Let's see how we can configure it. So going back to the presentation here, for example, we can see that we have several configurations possible for that page. This is very, very helpful because this is going to allow you to switch from the default configuration, for example, to a custom configuration. This could even give you the possibility to prepare several custom configurations potentially, where you are going to define alternatives and where you can experiment with new stuff, right? So let's see if, in this case, what we can see on the screen is that we have the default configuration, and then we have created a second custom configuration. This custom configuration has been applied, is the one that we are using on our LumApps instance. What we find here is when we access the custom configuration, we can see that we have different elements. So the first thing that we notice is this add source button here. This add source button here essentially allows us to add an extra source from the others data sources pool. What you can notice here is that we have 2 sections, the first search tab and the other search tabs. In the all search tab, you will see that we have a certain number of result types that come directly from LumApps. These correspond to that first filter that we have seen on the UI. So these are all the possible types of results coming directly from LumApps. All these result types appear as elements in that single list of results. And then you can add other search tabs and you can change their order. So with a very simple example, for example, you can change the order of the Algolia extension, and once you will save it, it will be applied immediately. So Algolia is here. Now we have changed the order. Just with a refresh, we will see that Algolia is now in the second position. So given that you have configured a certain number of data sources, you can configure them. So in this case, this one is associated to a search extension. So this is a very particular kind of LumApps extension that you can find on the marketplace. You can filter through the LumApps marketplace extensions and pick only the search extensions once. In this case, what is also important is that you can set the visibility of this tab. For example, you wanted to display the search results from a specific search extension only to a predefined set of people, such as the engineers. They will have also the GitHub issues associated to their LumApps search UI, while HR could have some information from ADP, right? So this is the idea. This is how this works. But let's have a look at, for example, here in this case, let's see what a search extension could bring you. Very, very quickly, search extensions can be installed on the LumApps native search. And in this case, you can retrieve and display results from any third party. In this case, what we can see is that we have, well, in this test extension, what we have tried are, well, the customization of the snippet, some kind of bold text in the snippets, showing an image for that particular kind of result, or eventually add flags, well, labels, chips, as the LumApps design system calls them. So this is an idea of what LumApps search extension allows you to implement. So in order to implement a LumApps search extension, you will need some development skills, and that's where maybe we can help you. But okay, that's all about the LumApps native search page configuration. Now we can move to another section that is more about the Coveo search configuration. So you have to know that LumApps supports a few other search engines out of the box, and Coveo is one of them. Misha, I'm going just to take a break for a second, just to see whether or not we have questions on LinkedIn. Did you see something pass? Okay. I can see that we have nothing for the moment, so I will keep going on. So, about the Coveo search page. LumApps supports out-of-the-box Coveo, that is a corporate search engine. This corporate search engine is kind of powerful because it integrates a certain number of features that are not available with the LumApps native search. In particular, it allows a better tracking of your users' habits, and it has a slightly different user interface that includes also recommendations. So a typical example of a Coveo search page looks like this. So let's see it in action. Rocket science, for example, is one of the queries that I have tested. And so in this case, what we can see is that we have this page, this look and feel. It's a bit different from the LumApps native search, but well, it's still compatible in the sense that you have the filters here on the left, and then you have the usual sort orders. What is new compared to the other display is this recommended section that appears here on the bottom. And so that's it. The look is slightly different, but you can find here all the typical LumApps search functionalities. When you want to configure it, instead, the user interface, the administrator interface, instead is quite different. In this case, in fact, we have a few other settings that apply only to Coveo. For example, a Coveo instance is composed of several portions. We have, for example, the indexing API, and we have the search API. The first one will be used in order to index all the content present in your LumApps instance. And the search API key will be used to retrieve the search results. Then we have other parameters that are quite technical, but these are the basic informations that you need in order to set up a connection between LumApps and Coveo. And then what is very, very important here are the filters. So on that UI that we have seen on the slide, we can see that we have a set of filters here on the left. You have to know that Coveo actually allows you to define plenty of filters in their administration user interface. So once you have defined the fields that you are interested in, you can easily map them to the LumApps configuration by means of this Add Filter button that we can find. You will just need the name of the field, and about this, this is a list that is being populated by interfacing LumApps directly with your Coveo instance. You can see that we have like hundreds of fields that can be used. So the first step is to pick the right one. And it's not even finished. You can see how many fields that we have in this list. In all the cases, we could, for example, use the word count field and map it to a new UI field. This could be collapsed by default, or it could be a multiple choice. So this is all about the filters section. And then let's go to a different parameter here. So the field mapping. The field mapping is the one that is, why is that important? For example, on this UI, you can see that we have a icon for the result. This is called also the thumbnail. And then we have the title of the result, the breadcrumb, the author, some kind of metadata about the result, and a snippet. So everything that you see on this screen is customizable for the result types that are not from LumApps. So we will be seeing in a second. Okay, here, for example, what we can see on the screen is that in this example that we have prepared, you can map, for example, a thumbnail that is present in a distinct field of your Coveo search results. You can map that image to this portion of the LumApps user interface. And you can use, for example, the identity of the user to map a field in the Coveo search payload to the identity of a user in LumApps. So that's very, very powerful. And thanks to the Coveo extension, you can customize the look and feel of the Coveo search results in LumApps itself. This involves a little bit of Coveo search engine strategy, but in all the cases, that is feasible, and we can help you with that. Okay, so this is all about the fields mapping. I was telling you another thing that is also very, very relevant in the context of Coveo. That is about the insights. Those are the analytics. So the concept that Coveo promotes is the fact that you can track your corporate users across the digital ecosystem of your company. In this case, for example, you can have an idea of how they are changing their search behaviors across the tools, or you can determine if there is a trend across all the different tools that they are using. So this is a quite pervasive, and what is very, very helpful in compliance with the GDPR is that you can use any field present in the LumApps user directory to populate the statistics in Coveo. For example, you could think of creating a segment associated to the user department. This information is present in LumApps, and LumApps allows you to send this information along with the query so that you can build a user segment in Coveo and track, for example, what the engineering department is searching for these days. This is a very helpful feature, and we have leveraged this for our customers in order to build insights, dashboards about the user's activity. So this is about all for both the native and Coveo search engines. But our experience spans beyond these two search engines. In fact, what we have explored during these years of collaboration with LumApps is that the search page in LumApps is quite customizable. And so you can, we have seen some extension possibilities, such as replacing the LumApps search, native search with the Coveo search. But the search page offers even more. So we can help you customize the look and feel of the search page to adapt it to your needs, to your corporate vision. Then we have seen that, for example, Coveo allows you to gather insights about your corporate users' activity. We can help you extend that to the LumApps native search eventually, if needed. And we can give you a better idea of what the users are searching across your digital ecosystem, not only LumApps. And then what we can also help you with is to reimagine the LumApps search experience. So in this case, we have seen that LumApps offers two options: the LumApps native search engine, and it offers a native, almost native integration with Coveo. But out there, we are quite sure that we have many tens of options in terms of just corporate search. You could have already bought a solution from Sinequa, Elasticsearch, Solar, Glean, and all those digital, corporate search engines have different characteristics, but yet they can be integrated with LumApps. That's where we can offer our expertise to help you integrate with LumApps with your digital ecosystem. Even if LumApps is limited, we can help integrate other search engines into LumApps. So, yeah, that's what is important for me is to communicate that LumApps is a kind of blank slate. It offers a certain number of features out of the box, but skilled personnel will be able to modify it and change it to match your corporate identity, your corporate vision, and your needs. So that was all for our session today. So thank you very much for attending, for assisting to this episode. Please remember that your feedback matters a lot. And so if you are a LumApps user and you have a Hive account, please leave a message there. You can visit our partner page on the Hive, and you will be able to submit a response to our survey. So your help will help us what it could be better to discuss about during our next ADC live, and whether or not this episode was helpful. So thanks a lot for collaboration. And well, about what is next, for the moment, we are arriving to the end of the year. So the next episode will be just enjoy your holidays. And we will be back in 2026 with more episodes. Misha, to you for the closing word.
Thank you for doing this. It's a great session. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Happy holidays. And we'll stay tuned for a lineup. We'll have a lineup of the next sessions coming up on the Hive. Tracy's going to publish. Those of you who know Tracy, obviously, she'll publish an events listing for January. You'll see two great new sessions that, as you said, we'll line up on. One talks about SML providers and customizing your SML, whether it's Okta or others. Another session will be customization APIs, some use cases with customization APIs that you might benefit from. So that's what's coming up in January. And until then, stay tuned, unplug, and have a wonderful end of the year celebration. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Ivo, for doing this.
Thank you, Misha. Thank you, everybody. See you soon.